All right, well, welcome to the January 13th Planning Commission meeting. Ray, you want to do roll call?
Here. Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
Here.
All right, everyone should have got the minutes from last month. Are there any questions, comments, changes? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of last month.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, before we get into the applications, we do have to vote for the chair and vice chair positions for the Planning Commission for the new year. So do we have any nominations?
I'll make a motion, we just can continue on with the chairman and vice chair into the year of 2025.
I second that.
So the chair, you're nominating Josh Wilbur for chair and Patrick Thevenall for co-chair?
Yes.
Okay. Any comments from the board? I think we have to do a vote on this, or right?
Mm.
Okay, all right.
Carl Eaglin,
Yes.
Patrick Tevenall,
Yes.
Mike Armstrong,
Yes.
Jerry Ralston,
Yes.
Josh Wilbur,
Yes.
Zach Lawson.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for the pay raise. All right, we'll get into the applications. We have two for the evening. Our first application is PCAF-24-17, Dwayne Robb. I hope I said it right. The application is to amend the final plat. The applicant is requesting to amend parcel ID 39-13-02-134-028.000-007. Location 117 St. Michael's Avenue, zoned Historic District Residential. You would state your name and address for us.
Dwayne Rabb, 117 St. Michael's Avenue.
All right. Anything more on this, Ray, that we need to know?
No, so he wants to build a garage, and it currently sits, he demolished it, sits between two parcels. He wants to amend that plat, combine them so that he can build a garage in the rear of the property there.
I assume you got permission from the historic board to demolish your garage. Okay. All right.
Will this be a garage that you enter through the alley or off the street?
Off the
Off the alley.
Yeah, that's normally, so it's going to back of your house now rather than to the side of the house, if I'm not mistaken.
There was actually, the garage that was there actually crossed the two parcel lines of the property. And we combined them so we could go wider across both the parcels.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Questions, concerns from the audience? Or support? Either. All right, hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move we accept application PCAF 24-17 for Dwayne Robb at 117 St. Michael's as presented.
Do you have a second?
I'll second Patrick's motion.
Ray?
Carl Eaglin,
Yes.
Patrick Tevenall,
Yes.
Mike Armstrong,
Yes.
Jerry Ralston,
Yes.
Josh Wilbur,
Yes.
Zach Lawson.
Yes.
Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate it. All right, second application is PCRZ-24-10. Applicant is Ryan Leach. Application to amend the official zoning map. The applicant is requesting to rezone parcel ID 39-13-01-223-061.000-007 from open space to historic district residential. Location is 1023 Vaughn Drive, zoned open space currently. Can you state your name and address for us?
Ryan Leach, my address is 132 Lois Lane, Hanover.
All right. Ray, any?
Yeah, so he's trying to bring the property into conformance with the ordinance. It's not zoned for a dwelling unit, so he would need to have it zoned to a zoning classification that is a dwelling unit. HDR is consistent with the classifications in the area or in the vicinity, so that's what we recommended.
Okay. And how long has this, the structure that's there now been on that property that you know of?
Since 1996.
Anything more, Ryan, that we haven't been told already about this? Oh, yeah,
Nope, sorry, no.
no, okay. Any other questions from the board on this property?
Does anybody know how this structure was allowed to be built in the first place with the zoning? Has the zoning been changed in the past here to open space, or?
As far back as I could research on that parcel, I couldn't find anything that really specified that, so. yeah.
I think this is one of those, Patrick, I think got through somehow and slipped through, because we've seen some others on, open space, because I don't think, I think we all talk about this, that, a lot of the parcels on the riverfront, I don't think anybody ever thought were gonna get developed at any point, and then all of a sudden, they were, but they weren't getting rezoned, which is kind of weird, so.
Yeah, there are three other residents on that block that are also
Right.
zoned open space as well.
Are you planning on building onto this, or?
No, we're actually we're not messing with the footprint of it, we're just
Okay.
extending the walls to I guess, there's a porch that goes all the way around it, so
Okay.
we're just extending the walls out on the sides
Okay,
and
so
the
it's not
back.
gonna be a 50-foot extension
No,
or
no,
anything
there's
like that?
nothing to the
so-
footprint whatsoever.
This
Okay.
is the house on stilts, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Any other questions from the board? Questions, concerns, support from the audience? All right, hearing none, no, we do have one, okay. Sorry, I couldn't see it, Lisa.
Hi. Lisa Hammock, address is 6126 North, 400 West. So we own the property to the east, and this parcel is on the lot line. We had it surveyed, when we had it surveyed, we found it had been surveyed before. So it is right on the lot line. There's not 3 feet setback or anything. So I'm sort of having concerns about that. And then are you guys going to go below, or are you staying up above? Staying up above. Okay.
So you're not moving towards the boundaries of the property at all?
And if you don't
We're not
mind,
extending the footprint whatsoever, I mean, it's staying exactly where it's at.
right, I think currently the north portion may even be over the lot line, so that might be something you might want to check that. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's is that,
So
Right.
concerning the setbacks, he could request a variance for the setbacks if he receives approval for that rezoning. So this is just like to get the process started as far as,
to actually be able to really have a residence on it, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, it's a valid concern. I mean, of course, you have a property or a residential structure that's on the property now that shouldn't have been put there without it being rezoned at the time anyway. And now it's obviously got no setbacks to it, which is kind of proves why we need this process.
Right. I agree.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, I think that would be the right thing to do. And Ray, you can work with the applicant on that, to make sure that take care of. Thank you,
Just
Lisa.
one check. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Charlie Ricketts, 707 West First Street, Madison. It's quite a unique piece of property he has there. A lot of people would like to have something like that along the riverfront. I have no problems with what he's trying to do, which is not change the footprint, only enclose part of his deck, which in all likelihood will make it even look better. So my concern is, being a resident of the town, is this is a classic example of spot zoning.
Charlie, can you hit that mic thing again? I think you actually bumped it.
This is a classic example of spot zoning, and that's usually frowned upon. I think the board could find a way to grant what he wants to do. As he said, it doesn't even increase the footprint. It's just a little bit of lumber on the deck. We could come up with something like a non-conforming or a variance something to that respect. But once you start opening up the riverfront to spot zoning, there's a lot of areas down there that people could come and ask for a zoning change to build something on stilts. And the Riverfront Development Commission has done a great job, I think, of bringing our riverfront back. And the river is our most valuable asset. Madison wouldn't be here without the river, and we need to protect it. And I just think that it would be wrong to change the zoning, but I do think you should try to do something to help the man do what he wants to do.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the hard part with it, there's already, a structure on it. There's someone who lives in it, and the zoning for open space doesn't allow for the applicant actually to do any work on the property. Not, with the city. So, obviously at some point in time, somebody allows them that they shouldn't have, right? So, yeah, I am glad he's going through the board, that's right. I get what you're saying with spot zoning. I think there's been a lot more development on the riverfront that's happened, as you know, over the past, several years. And I think we're probably going to see more development occurring. Hopefully it's the right type of development. That's, what we have to make sure of. And it's difficult, but the problem in this case is we have a completely wrong zoning for a piece of property. And, yeah, sure, yeah, and now we're having to deal with it today, right? And so does he, because he's trying to improve the property and he can't do it properly, through the channels without having something done, so.
Ray, is there anything within the open zoning or open space zoning classification that would allow a variance or conditional use permit?
The only thing I can think of is if we granted him a variance of use, that would have to go before the BZA. But as far as from zoning approval, I don't have, restrictions that I can use to apply to that property if they are granted a variance of use. Just setbacks and whatnot.
Okay. So that would have to come within the variance as it's granted by the board, the BZA?
Correct.
Okay.
It would be to allow for them to use that parcel as a dwelling unit.
And that could be done without us changing the zoning, and that would still be another avenue that would allow them to go.
Correct.
Okay. Personally, I would feel more comfortable not changing the zoning, but allowing it to go to the BZA. And it would kind of, without fully changing the zoning map to address an error that was made 30 years ago, that's nobody's fault here. It would not make us change our zoning to address that, but would allow you guys to still be able to do what you needed to do with the residents to make it,
And like Charlie said too, this would keep us from opening up that can of worms
Yeah.
for spot zoning all along the riverfront, which is being developed.
Well, and the city's got plans, right?
Sure.
And the city's gonna, I know that they've got some plans they're gonna want to present, and maybe that also allows them some time to do that, so that we're not interfering with that. That's not a bad idea. So if we do it that way, Ray, we just need to, we make a recommendation to the BZA instead of the city council.
I think you would just outright,
We would vote no on this.
yeah, and then it would just be,
My thing is that we were told we had to rezone it for this to do any work because there was other properties down there that were already being rezoned from green space to residential.
there's no properties on Vaughn Drive that are being
Well,
rezoned.
behind Vaughn Drive.
Behind Vaughn Drive?
I mean, that's what I was told. That's why we were told to come here. Is where Lisa Hammock's building her houses, that they had to be rezoned.
No,
Because that was
no,
already
those are already
planned
zoned
subdivision.
residential agricultural.
Okay, that's what we were
Yeah.
told. That's what I was told, so I'm not.
Yeah, that was
just making
that was
sure.
platted in way back when. all of that First Street property.
So, Ray, if that was the case, and I know the BZA meets tonight, does that mean he has to wait another 30 days to come next month in front of the BZA, or could he you'll be here for tonight for the BZA for a?
It would have to be.
It would have
posted.
to,
Has to be posted?
it would have to be posted, legal notice and whatnot. This was just one of the avenues in trying to get the process started for those renovations. That would be the second one.
Would delaying a month bother you as far as your
Oh, it's-
work?
I mean,
I mean,
we're not ready to start right now, but
Okay.
what I'm getting at is, okay, so my question is, once it goes through that, what happens? Are they gonna throw me back to you all? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, they would have the
Where-
final say as far as,
so would they have to go, like, this has to go before the county council? Will that also have to go?
No.
No.
BZA has final, so if you go from the BZA says if they say yes, it's done.
Okay,
If they say no, it's done, at
Okay.
that point, unless, if they say no, then, really at that point, then there's not a lot of options that I know of, right off the top of my head, but yeah, if they say yes, then it's a conditional use of the property, that's what they have, authority over. And so if they're giving you conditional use of the property, then you can,
okay.
This would also keep you on about the same timeline if you
Okay.
went that route, because, as it would stand here, we would make a recommendation to the city
Right.
council, and then it would take two separate meetings of the city council before.
Okay.
would
so it
be
actually
passed.
could be faster with the
Like
BZA.
cut your
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
But if they deny it, then, I mean,
Then, I'd probably talk to Ray and the planning,
'cause,
department.
it is residential, and
Yeah.
I don't,
Obviously, there's a building there, right? There's a
yeah,
structure
and
there, so.
you should
yeah.
have a right to fix it up. I mean, we're not trying to make it look worse, we're trying to make it
Well,
look better.
and the idea that you're staying with your footprint,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, we're
that adds a
staying,
lot
I
of
mean,
weight
yeah.
to your
Yeah,
application.
we're not,
You guys are just trying to find the right way to do what you
yeah,
need to do
yeah,
with it.
exactly, yeah.
And we're just trying to avoid problems and down
I
the road
understand.
with other spot zoning.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so I don't foresee a lot of problems with it, but I can't tell you that for certain, unfortunately. You have any other questions for us?
No, I just, nope.
So we do have to
Steered
vote,
the wrong
we do
way.
have to take a vote on it, and, and then, like I said, Ray will get you on the BZA's, schedule for next month.
So the
And
condition-
BZA meets on the same night we do, they actually meet after we're done
So
here.
the conditional use permit, is that like a permanent thing?
So it
or
would
is
stay
that
open
just-
space, right? The zoning would stay open space.
Okay.
it
But
wouldn't be
then-
a conditional use permit, it would be a variance of use. So
Okay.
that just means that the parcel is not zoned for dwelling units. Open space does not permit dwelling units. So that would just basically mean that you have a variance or an exception of use to use that parcel or that property as a dwelling unit.
It would,
Okay, so
it was
the variance
approved.
would be
Well,
permanent.
no, I understand, but what I'm getting at is like if that gets denied, then you're saying that it can't be used as a resident, but it's already there and it's been there for 24 years, so what's that mean?
It's grandfathered in. So right now, what it's being used for is fine, but if you want to make any renovations to it, then you would have to bring it to conformance. So it can stay being used as a residence as is right now, because that precedes the,
So would it not be grandfathered in as far as,
no, because you're making changes to it. You're renovating the second floor, so you're making changes to the structure itself, if that makes sense.
I mean, kind of,
And that's all the things that the BZA is gonna take into account, right? So they're gonna be looking at that, just the same as we've been talking about it. And that would be what would go into their decision, right? So, I mean, I don't think it'd be a really difficult one, not, obviously, planning, department's going to give them the same information that we're talking about now.
okay.
I think, too, it wouldn't hurt to reference this conversation that we had in the application to the BZA, so they're also aware of why you would be taking that route.
Okay,
I think it'd be valuable information for them.
Yes. All right, so with that, I'll need a motion on the application.
I'll make a motion, we deny the application PCR Z-24-10.
We have a second?
I second that.
All right, so voting yes would mean that you're denying the application, right?
It would be unfavorable recommendation.
Right, an unfavorable,
I'm
right.
sorry.
So, yeah, voting yes would be unfavorable. Voting no would be that you think it should be favorable. Okay. Ray?
Carl Eaglin,
Yes.
Patrick Tevenall,
Yes.
Mike Armstrong,
Yes.
Jerry Ralston,
Yes.
Josh Wilbur,
Yes.
Zach Laughlin.
Yes.
Thank you, Ryan. Sorry for the mix-up.
Oh, it's okay.
No, I know it stinks. All right, with that, do we have any new business, Ray?
The reappointment of Mike Armstrong to the Plan Commission by Mayor Bob Courtney.
Yeah, so Mike Armstrong was reappointed today and reappointed and today did his oath, so he is going to serve another, 20 years time?
You had your chance.
Just a point of order, can we vote on that?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but we're glad to have you continue, Mike. Thank you. So, anything else, Ray?
Sir.
All right, any old business? No, okay. All right, with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do you have a second? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You guys had your chance.
Yeah, we had a chance. There it was. We
You
put-
let,